Os, os, konbanwa, os, genki desu ka? Hope you are genki desu. Welcome to Tuesday evening and our live lesson on the 2nd of February in Karate in Your Own Dojo. Expertly titled by myself, Karate in Your Own Dojo. I thought was a great idea because we're doing it in our own dojos now, so still can't get together, unfortunately, but hopefully we stay positive that we will be back in our dojos very soon. But at the moment, welcome back to my dojo, and wherever you are, hope you're all ready to go for this evening. Got a good, fast-paced, exciting lesson for you this evening. Some Sanbon Kumite and Shotokan Kumite. Okay, so we're going to use ourselves as our partners. That may sound crazy to start with, but I promise you it will work because I thought about it about 3 seconds ago. So that's the plan this evening, is to do Sanbon Kumite following into Shotokan Kumite. Okay, and both attack and defense. It's important to practice both. So that's our plan for this evening. So what I'll do as usual is say hello to a few people, do a quick warm up, and then we'll get the lesson going. For those of you that don't know me, and obviously all my students do, I'm Sensei Scoot, and I'm the chief instructor of Asahi, Shotokan, and Sky England. Asahi Shotokan Karate is my own sort of clubs. And Sky England is part of a larger international group that we're part of. And we have clubs in Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire, Yorkshire, to name but a few. So if people sometimes think, oh, hang on a minute, there's two associations there. There's an association in this country, and then there's an association that is much part of a big wider thing. So we are part of both. So I hope that sort of makes sense. So welcome. Let's say hello to a few people. Good evening, Andy Sensei. Good evening, Tim Sensei. Good evening, Sharon Sensei. Good evening, Kevin. Good evening, Harry M. Good evening, young man. How are you? Good evening, Ken. Good evening, Isaac. Good evening, Thomas. Good evening, Nina and Zoe. Welcome, everybody. Hope you are all well and keeping going. No word yet on dojos opening, no word on the lockdown ending in England at the moment. Plans are that it continues, I think, right the way through till maybe March, mid-March. So we're going to continue in our own dojo at the moment. Please remember our Kangeiku. Kangeiku starts on the 8 a.m. on the 13th of February. So not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. Okay, we're doing a live lesson on Zoom. And the intention is that we train together as we would normally in Kangeiku. And for about an hour or so, and then we will have breakfast, hopefully together, if that's at all possible. And I believe it is. I've seen other colleagues and friends all over the world do it, so I think we could do it as well. Don't forget to sign up for Kangeiku. You have to contact me for the details. Okay, so they're not going to be posted publicly. It's bad enough putting my email address somewhere and getting spam emails from billions of different companies. So I hope you understand that that's the case. So let's get warmed up. Let's get the lesson going. I think I've said everybody said hello. Good evening, Christian. Hope you're okay. Found the chat. Well done. Hope you and Zach and the family are all well. So let's get going. Okay, Ray. Okay, just remember we do a small warm up, just very brief, because I like to get the lesson going because we only do this for an hour. So, okay, so just taking your arms, your shoulders, pull them down. Okay, so pull them down first of all, so relax. Okay, pull your head up. So separate your neck and your here. So pull up. Don't lift your chin up, okay? Pull your arms down, pull your neck up. So stand tall. And then bring almost your shoulder blades together as close as you can. So this point here, you close that as much as possible, okay? Really important. So again, down, stand tall and relax. And again, down, stand tall and relax. This helps sort out your posture, okay? I have a professional who's telling me what to do, trust me. Okay, so let's take these arms forward, keep the shoulder blades down. Okay, so we're rotating from the shoulder cuff, okay, but we're not bringing our arms up and lifting our body off the floor. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, left arm forwards, right arm back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Ju. Okay, arms out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Crossing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, rotating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, just rotating a little bit further, swinging your body round and rotating your hip through. So relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, arms forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hands to the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shoulders down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and relax. Top half of the body done. Zen-kutsudachi, front stance. Okay, so natural knee over the big toe. Okay, straighten the back leg because we're stretching at the moment. This is not karate, this is stretching. So make sure you feel your gastrocnemius, your calf muscle, and your hamstrings start to pull tighter, okay, as you sink forwards into stance, stretch. You should feel hopefully that tightening at the base of the gastrocnemius, the lower calf muscle, and then tightening up here. Ah, us, Holly-san! Hey! Konbanwa. Holly's a Shih Tzu, so she speaks Chinese and unfortunately not Japanese. So there we go. Change the other way. Zen-kutsudachi. Okay, again, feel that stretch. Us. Okay. Hey. Good girl. Hello. Sorry, slight interlude. Us. Hello, beautiful girl. Okay, Holly-san. Kibadachi. Just squatting down. Say hello to my doggy. Okay, very good. Straighten the legs, arms up. Okay, stretching over to your left. And over to the right. Okay, stretching back. And stretching forwards, hands to the floor. Hello. Left arm up, and stretch. And change. Hello. And change. Very good. So if you're new to my dojo, this is Holly-san. Holly-san is our mascot. And she's an 8-year-old Shih Tzu. And she likes karate. Or she likes getting in the way of karate. Let's be perfectly honest. Okay, just stretching over to your right side. Hello. Good girl. And over to your left side. And hands on the floor, feet just a little bit wider, pushing back. Head down to your left knee. And over to your right knee. And back to the center, slowly walking the feet in. Feet together, hands to the further feet. Straighten the body. And up. Good. Hands up. Right knee up. Balance, rotate through, and see if you can do the super person. Okay, come back. Try to maintain your form as best you can. If you want too much, don't worry, put your foot down. Change legs. Hidari-ashi, left leg up. Rotate through and to balance. If you wobble too much, then bend your supporting leg. It just gives you a little bit more stability. Okay, and back to your natural position here. Let the leg come down, arms down. Turn straight again, Ogi, please. Excellent. Kyotsuke. Show me. Ready? Os. Hey, sensei. Ready? Os. Okay, so let's check see if anyone else has joined. Good evening, Betsy. Good evening, Michaela. Hope you're both well. and looking after yourselves. I hope you all are doing just that. Okay, this is going to be problematic because Holly's probably not going to move now. She doesn't move a great deal anyway. I'm not saying she's lazy, but she prefers to sit than walk. So she might become a statue in the corner. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so Sanbon Kumite to start with, and then we'll continue later on in the lesson with Shotokan Kumite, doing both attack and defense. Okay, so when we're attacking, that's called tora in Japanese, and when we're blocking, I always call it uki, which means block, but it also means receiving. Okay, so we're going to practice on that. Now, Sanbon Kumite, if you're reasonably smart and you can count to 10 in Japanese, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, shish, hat, ku, ju, okay, then you will understand that ich, ni, san is 3. My internet looks a bit dodgy, so I hope that you're still going to be able to catch this. It says I'm still going, but it says my internet's unstable, so apologies. We'll hopefully be able to keep going. And the dog's about. Sanbon Kumite just means 3-step, okay? Now, this could be in different ways. So we can do 3 steps with 3 different people, 2 people facing against each other. Now, of course, we're using imagine that we're with an opponent who is the same as us. And in fact, it's a reflection of self. I always ask the young people, the students, younger students, to use their imagination, because let's be honest, children have the best imaginations in the world, okay? But for the adults, I want you to see your better self. So karate is all about improving yourself constantly. And that's the thing that I get out of it the most, is that we're always trying to best dog. Let's see if she wants to go out. She might not. My feet will freeze off if she doesn't. So that's what we're trying to do this evening, is trying to better ourselves. So we're going to be, I'm attacking you down the camera lens, okay? It's a bit low for me, if I'm perfectly honest. It's just sitting on the table. But I'm going to attack towards you, okay? And you can copy that. I don't want you to change that at the moment, but we can do this together, okay, later on as an exercise. I hope that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice together the attacks to start with, because they're probably the most simple front of you. Now, you can shorten your stances. That's absolutely fine. Is probably a good idea in terms of space, etc. You're more focusing here, okay, and your ishiki, your attention to detail is on the punch, on the kick, on the attack. Where is it going? Okay, so you need to, as an attacker, make sure that you are attacking true, straight to your target, okay, and ensuring that you keep them safe ultimately when you're partnering up. The idea is not to kill each other in the dojo. The idea is to train with each other so that we improve our techniques. I think this is a really important part of Kion Kumite. As we did last week. Last week we did the relationship between Kion Kumite and Ju Kumite and showed the big distance in terms of time and learning. We must make sure that we pay attention to the detail now when I'm training, so we're safe in the dojo when we do spar. Okay, when we have randori, which is more of a judo word, but I like to use it, which means free fighting in the dojo, everyone should be comfortable and it should be just really, really good fun. So that's what we're going to do. So first of all, ensure that you have a meter behind you and about approximately 2 meters in front. That should be enough. Okay, so right, So technique 1 then, we're going to step back, Gidan-Burai. Remember, we're being defensive first of all in terms of not being aggressive to our partner. So we're not stepping forward to Gidan-Burai because that's being aggressive. So we're looking at our opponent and stepping back, Gidan-Burai. So just check your starting position. Make sure your form is good. So in other words, your stance, you're in Zen Kutsadachi. Okay, hips are Hanmi. And your first attack, okay, is going to be attacking to Jodan, which is the chin, followed by a Chudan punch to the stomach, okay, and followed then by a third technique, which is a Maigeri, which is a front snap kick. Ensure then that you're attacking correct and true. So to show you those techniques badly, punching off center, kicking all over the place, this is bad form. So we have to ensure that we attack true and correct to every part of the body that we're attacking to. So when we bow, really, really important to bow correctly. Okay, if you're watching Cobra Kai at the moment, you see they bow like this. They look at each other. That's very bad etiquette. Okay, and it's very disrespectful. If you do that in Japan, people will not be friendly with you. It's very disrespectful. So you bow correctly. Okay, you both yoi together. One person will stand in yoi, one person stand here. Okay, so we're thinking of our mirror, of ourselves. Step back, Gidan-Burai. Each. Hey, check your position, and now you're going to say clearly and state your intention. So at the moment, we're doing Sanbon Kumite, but we're just going to say nice and clear, Jodan. And our first attack is Jodan. So attacking to the chin, Jodan Zuki, each. Hey, then followed by Chudan Zuki to the stomach, me. Hey, kicking my Gary San. Okay, Ayame. Okay, return back to your position. Remember, you only need to bow once when we're doing Kumite, okay? Not too many bows stops the lesson, stops the flow, okay? Until we've bowed again, and we continue in Kumite the whole time. So we're always back to Yuri rather than just a continual bowing. So, right, this might take a little bit more than 2 meters. I've got long legs, so it depends upon you and your circumstances. Hey, Yuri, step back and right, each. Jordan, hey, attacking each. Hey, attacking Chudan ni. And kicking my gay sound. Hey, yamei. And move back. So I'm running out of space, so I really do need longer than 2 meters, definitely. So see how you get on at home, okay? You can shorten your stance as you want to do so. Us. Okay, so again, ready correctly. Us. Yoi. Remember, this is a natural stance, Shizentai. So from here, you should be alert and ready, okay? Whether it be attack or defense, it makes no difference. But you should be alert and ready. Fists together, okay, in your stance. Hachidachi, Shizentai. Step back, gear down the right. Look at your opponent, Jordan. Attacking to the chin. Each. Knee, stomach. Maigari kick stomach. Aya! Hey, yamei. And move back. Okay, change legs. So change legs, left leg back, Hidariashi, each. Okay, so again, check your position. Make sure you're comfortable. You need to be able to move forwards. So if you have a ridiculously long low stance here, you're going to be very slow to move. Holly Sun is back after her walk in the wilderness. Clearly it's raining, and clearly my floor is now soaking wet and dirty. Thank you, dog. So Yoi. Step back, Gidamburai Kamai. Each. Left leg, remember. Hey, Gidamburai position. Jodan. Each. Chudan ni. Maigari ki. Yeah. Hey, and back. Yamei. And moving back. Okay, so I'm going to break these techniques down in a second. So if you can't see the Maigari, I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. I just want to kind of get the flow of the 3 attacks moving forwards. As I said with Sanbon Kumite, you can do this differently. Okay, I've done it with 3 people attacking 1 attack each, and I've also done it from having 1 person either side. So it's just interpretation. Interpretation can change the look of Sanbon Kumite, but this is more traditional. 3 attacks forward, 3 defenses, and a counter punch at the end. We'll come to that in a moment. So step back, get them right, each. Okay, so 1 more time, attacking left side, Jordan. Jordan. You okay? Yes, good girl, good girl. Jordan. Ich. Ni. Song. Aya. Ayame. And us. So let me show you each individual attack, just so that we get the attacking part correct, so that everybody understands that. I think this is the easier part of it to learn. Defense may be more difficult to maybe understand in terms of arm to block with, etc., etc. So, attacking Jodan. So check your body position, looking stance, not too long. Remember what I said, not too long. Shotokan when I first started, this was our front stance, and it should be when you first start. But in Kumite, you have to shorten it slightly, otherwise you won't be able to move. Okay. So check your stance, check you're in good position. Jordan. Remember the hand stays on the hip. Come through an attack. Okay, if I just change legs for you and show you the other side. So again, check your form, check your body position, everything is correct. Jordan. Each. And attack. Now I find this floor really tricky because it doesn't, I can't slide at all. Which is really problematic because I like to draw my foot in so the opponent doesn't see when we're moving, but here it's a little bit of a step. So not quite as good as it should be, but it will do. Once more then, just on the Jodan attack, Yoi position. Check your form here. Yeah, are you upright, confident, head up, chin up, step back, get Amrai. Jodan! Ich! Okay, and that is your Jodan attack. Okay, so we keep the same position and we'll stay with the left side, so I think you can see it better on camera. So step back, left leg, get Amrai, and now attacking Chudan. Chudan! So you still look at your opponent in the face. Okay, don't look at the area you're attacking. Just make sure you look at your opponent's face. For me, I tend to take a bridge of the nose across the eye line to the shoulders and across that triangular part there. If I look at that part of someone's body, I see everything. Eyes, ears, nose, head, shoulders, right the way down to the little toes. My peripheral vision is able to catch the whole body, and I think that's a really good place to look. Some instructors say that you should very much look straight in the eye. Okay, and variation upon people. What works best for you, I think, is the right thing there. So Chudan, same thing as before, hand on the hip, looking at our form, punching straight through and through. Yeah, Oizuki. Okay, back to Shizentai. Hey, get under eye. Ich. Keep your form good. Try not to lean forwards. Here. So good form is really important. And then finally, the third technique is a maegiri. Okay, again, I'll do left leg because I think we're in a good position for you to see the technique. Same thing as before, stance stays the same. Now, in my dojo, we use the hands to the side. This helps a beginner in particular, and Sanbon Kumite is done at the lower end grades of, the lower grades, aimed at the lower grades initially. Okay, we do this to, one, denote to the defender that the attack is coming from the leg, but also this helps with core and balance. Okay, so you can remove this from a little bit as a black belt, but for me, I think this keeps good form. I think this is important to keep good form. So maegiri, take the weight on the knee over the big toe as per normal, and kicking straight to the stomach here, and maegiri. Come back into Shizentai, Gidan Burai. So kicking maegiri. So that's what the three attacks look like. So first attack is Jodan. Jodan is the chin area. Okay. Chudan is the stomach area. And that's the second punch. And then the third technique, the kick maegiri, is here again, the stomach just coming above the obi. Okay, the obi is your belt. Okay, so that's the kind of levels that we're getting at. Down here is Gidan, okay, which is groin area, which we're not kicking to. But people sometimes, in terms of their kicks, are a little bit low. I found that out the hard way several times, partnering up with people. But important to understand where your attacking areas are. Okay, and I think that's really important. Sensei Mark made a really good comment at the weekend when I was training with our black belts. And he said the camera lens, if I attack the camera lens correctly, being sensei, okay, you get a very true attack. It's coming straight for you because I'm looking down the center of the lens, albeit difficult with 3, but I am. Okay. Whereas in the dojo, there's distraction and people don't necessarily attack as true as that. They should. This is Jodan. This is Chudan. Chudan. Okay. This is not Jodan. This is not Jodan. Important. Jodan, Chudan, Chudan. So we must make sure we attack true. So just going to say hello to a few other people. Good evening, Kayla. Hope you are well. Good evening, Mark Sensei. Hope you're well. I'm on the telly in the dining room. That's absolutely lovely. I should oil my feet. I'm not sure that's a great suggestion there. I think I might just do Zuki and then disappear into the field at the bottom of the garden. So that wouldn't be so good. But thank you. Suggestions are welcome, but maybe not that one. Okay, so does that make the attacks okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to do attacks on the right side, attacks on the left side to get balance. Okay, so right, us. Okay, yoi. Step back, get number right, each. Okay, so checking your position, Jodan. Ich. Then attacking to the stomach, Chudan, ni. And kicking maegiri, san. Hey, yame. And shuffle back. Make sure you have room to step back. Left side now, hidariashi. Hey, step back, ich. And Jodan, ich. Chudan ni Maige-san. Hey, yame. I'm shortening a lot, so I'm squeezing these in without kicking the table that is there. So you have to be just a bit mindful of your. Unfortunately, I'm good with distance. Okay, and that's the one thing or two things that we can't really practice tonight. Being part, I've said this before in Kumite, we're unable to practice distance. Distance is a big thing, particularly in Kumite, but also linked to that is very much timing. Okay, timing. Someone says Jodan, you say us, and you step back and block, and they're still standing there going, I'm ready, but I haven't attacked yet. Timing, working together with your partner. You must work together. You must work together. Okay, this is really, really important. Kanazawa Sensei always taught of being in harmony with your opponents. And I think that's absolutely right. Okay, you have to be with them. Yeah, you have to be with them to be in combat, to be in competition. You have to be with them to be able to beat them. It's like a game of chess, karate, in many ways. More physical, maybe some would say, but you have to make sure you work together to understand each other, to move together, to try to ultimately defeat each other, I guess is probably the right word. So you must understand that. Okay, right. So I think we have the attacks done and nailed pretty much to a point. So we're now going to work on the blocking, the uki. Okay, so Hachidachi Shizentai stance, okay, ready to receive. Now, again, if we change back to the beginning, where we bow to each other, make sure you do a proper bow to your opponent, okay? Make sure you show them the respect they deserve and that you deserve. And your Shizentai stance, okay? Hachidachi, ready to receive. They will state their intention, Jodan. And we know we're doing Sanbon Kumite because we've already discussed that that's what we're doing at the moment. So we don't need to say Sanbon Kumite, Jodan. We could, but it does slow the lesson down. It does slow the lesson down. Too many comments, too many uses, too many bows slows the lesson down and means not as much time for learning as we want it to be. So we're maximizing our learning, particularly this evening in our own dojos. So the Jodan, us, that's our acknowledgement that we are ready for our opponent to attack us. If our opponent says Jodan, and we say nothing, then our opponent should respect that and not attack. Okay, you should be ready at all times to defend yourself, but in that case, with key on him especially, it should be a case of neither of you move. Okay, and it may be the defense has to think. Uki has to remember, what am I doing? Left leg back, right leg back. Ultimately, none of that matters. You move backwards, you block. Whatever block you do, potentially will stop the punch or kick or coming towards you anyway. So if you do an upper rising block and it's a kick, yes, it won't be right, but you've moved back, so your distance is fine. So I think some people are very fearful of Kumite and don't need to be because we make it safe to start with, okay? And if you practice safe karate to begin with, it will always stay safe. Okay, so bow to our opponent. Hey, yoi. Okay, so our opponent will say, Jodan, us. We're ready now. Step back, Agiyuki. So remember Agiyuki? Make sure we're in this good position. Okay, stepping back, Agiyuki. Ich. So that's just block the punch to the face. Then the second punch is coming to the stomach. So stepping back, Soto Uryuki. Soto Uryuki. Okay, and in our third technique, step back, Gidan Mirai, Gyakazuki. Okay, and then return back to your position. Our opponent at that point would step back with us. We maintain our form at all times. This is really important, okay, because that discipline enables us to build our skill set up and our control better. Okay. If we lose our discipline, and just stand like this, then we lose our form. If we lose our form, we've lost our mindset, and mindset will become probably more dangerous than we are safe. So it's really important to work together, keep your form, keep discipline. Okay, that's how Kion Kumite works. Kion Ippon, Sanbon Gohon, Kaishi Ippon. Yeah, the different types of Kumite are there for a reason to help build your practice within the form of working together as a partnership. Okay, to the point where you're able to spar, fight safely, defend yourself. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Just going to close this blind, in case the reflection of the light is coming into the dojo. Okay, so once more, defense. Okay, attacker states their intention. Remember, Attackers, Jodan. Jodan, not good enough. Run! For me, if someone says like that, Jodan, us, us. Yeah, the us is much more sharper as well. Jodan, us. There's no reaction. We're trying to create a chemical reaction. Jodan, us. We're ready. Okay, so step back. Agyuki, right leg. Ich, Agyuki. Then Shudan punch coming in. So, Taruryuki. And then Maegeri step back. Ich. Hiya. Gidan Brai Gekuzuki. And back. Now remember, for juniors, we tend to block straight back on Agyuki, Sotoryuki, and then we slide 45 degrees Gyakuzuki, okay, for the Maegeri. And that's just so that we protect the juniors' arms. Okay, black belts can go straight back on the third one to punch here. So there's two ways of doing this, okay, depending upon how we are and what we're doing in the dojo and who is training at the time. I'm very mindful that I don't want young people, especially little ones, blocking Gidan Barai with Maegeris because toes and wrists are going to go. Really important to practice safely. But I think for higher grades, they know how to block correctly and also know how to kick correctly. So then there's a difference. There's a very big difference, in fact. Okay, so once more time on the right side. Okay, Jodan, os, ich, ni, san, aya. 8, back to your position. Os. Holly-san, what are you doing? Who are you barking at? There's no one there. They've all gone for a walk. What do you want? What do you want? Our little dog doesn't like being left alone, and she thinks she's alone right now. Now, you can see what's going to happen here, can't you? That I'm going to step back my left leg and squash her. Right, move. Come here. Here. Good girl. Okay, so work together, Holly. Partnership. Us. Okay, ready. Jodan, left side. Ich. Ni. San. Aya. Okay, and back. Did you catch that one? Try to do this again. Leave Holly alone, I will this time. Okay, so important then. Your position here, shoulder down, shoulder down, shoulder down, step back. Agyuki, ich, Sotoryuki, ni, Gidan Barai, san, ya. Okay, very good, very good. Holly-san, you okay? So, us. Once more, left side. Agyuki position. Jodan, us. Ich. Sotoryuki, ni. Gidan Barai, san, ya. Hey, us. Right side, right side. Jodan, us, Agyuki, ich. Shoulders down, hips at hand-me. Punch coming in now, trace the punch, blocking here, knee. Blocking here. Kicking coming in, San, Gidan Barai, tia. Hey, remember where Yame, we step up back to Yoi position as defender, and the attacker, Tora, steps back to maintain our form and maintain our distance. Us. Okay, so we're going to show you this again from this angle so you can see the blocks. So from this position here, right side, Jodan, ich, Shudan, ni, Gidan Barai, san, aya. Back into your position, left side. Jodan, ich. Shudan, ni. Maege, san. Aya. Hayame. And os. Now, beginners, you may get your arms muddled up. You may very well get your legs muddled up. Please do not worry about these things, okay? It happens. But I would say if someone's coming to attack you, Jodan, and you block with your right or your left arm, you probably have done a pretty good job of blocking their punch, regardless. Okay, if you're doing a Chudan punch and you block your right or left arm, it doesn't matter. As long as you block correctly, you will block correctly and you'll be okay. The Maigeri, exactly the same. So please don't get too worried about that sort of thing. I think the trouble is when we do this to start with, and particularly when you're, say, a lower grade and you partner with a higher grade, which I do a lot in my dojo, I mix people up because I believe you learn more from people who are more experienced, much quicker. Rather than keeping white belts together, I put the white belts with fifth dans. Why not? Because you learn so much quicker from people who've been training a long time. So you will probably stand there as a white belt, absolutely terrified. Okay, that's quite normal. Please don't worry. You are safest with a fifth dan than you are with a white belt, trust me. And trust is a big thing. It's a big part of this. And you will build that confidence, that trust, that relationship, that harmony between you and your opponent to improve your kumite. Okay, that's really, really important. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're now going to do both the attack and the defense together. Okay, so Tora attacking, Uki receiving, and we're going to do it as if we were doing this with ourselves, if that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to show you forwards and backwards, as I have done already, and then I'm going to show you from the side view as well, so you can see how this works from both sets of angles. If we don't quite get to the Kaishi Pon Kumite this evening, then this is something we do Thursday. Remember, there's no limits on these lessons apart from the time. I try to keep them only an hour long so that we don't overdo things. And my family has to disappear for an hour, which is very, very, very good of them. But to expect them to disappear for 2 hours on a really cold, wet evening is really not very fair. So, and I'm sure you're potentially in the same situations. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to show the attack and defense sideways and coming backwards and forwards on both sides. And then I can show you again turning my back to the camera and doing it the other way so you can see it from a different angle. So hopefully by the time we finish in sort of 15 or so minutes, you will have seen this from all different angles and understand how to practice Sanbon Kumite correctly and safely. That's the plan. Okay, so let's do the attacking on the right side to start with. Yoi. Step back, get on right. Ich. Jodan. Attack. Ich. Ni. San. Aya. Yame together, remember. Now you're ready to defend yourself. Attacker states their intention. Jodan. Us. Ich. Ni. San. Aya. They step back, you step up to maintain your mai. Change sides now, change your left leg. Us. So left leg step back, get under right. Ich. And attacking Jodan. Us. Ich. Ni. San. Aya. Hey, yame together. Keep your form. Everything together. Attacker step back, left leg, get under right. Ich. Ready to receive, attacking left side. Jodan, us, ich, ni, san, aya. Hey, yeah, mate. Take a pace away from your partner. Terai, us. Hey, yoy. Come back to this position at all times. Whether you're doing Kihon, Kumite, or Kata makes no difference. You must come back to here. Sensei says inoi, relax. Always remain alert, okay, because you never know when the lesson's finished. One of my first instructors, she never said the word yame, I don't think. I think we just went straight back to yoi, which was, so what we had was an incredibly good lesson that was always cardiovascular. Whether that was intentional or not, I don't know. But those lessons were just intense for 1 hour. It was like literally yoi. There was no yame. Yeah, yoi. Get going again. Different instructors teach in different ways. I think that's the really thing. I've been very lucky. I've had instruction from many very, very, very good senseis over the years. And I love the fact that they're all different. They all have different personalities as well. Okay, I'm quite a easygoing, jovial, fun sensei. I like to think I am. Some of my senseis are as miserable as sin, and they know who they are. Some of them are very, very old. They also know who they are. But we all together make karate special, being so different, and that's the really cool thing about this. Okay, so hopefully you understand the way that this works. We're now going to do it at this angle, okay? And then we're going to repeat at this angle, and then we're going to repeat at this angle. So you get the whole sort of 360, how does this work? Because you all learn differently, and I want to make sure that everybody is able to understand this. And let's be honest, this 0.5 lens seems to be working. I can fit this into the dojo just about. Okay, so looking this way then, we're now going to do the attack of Jodan Shudan Maigeri, Sanbon Kumite. Hey, yo, right leg back, Girambarai Kamai. Ich, okay, checking your opponent is ready. Jodan, os, attacking ich, ni, san, I'm ready to receive right side Jodan. Jodan, os, ich, ni, san, Remember, the defender always comes back into yoi. The attacker always goes backwards. Us. This is really, really important. Okay, so now left leg step back, Girambarai Kamai. Left leg Hidariashi, us. No need to bow again. Just have to mind the radiator. Jodan, us. Hey, hey, aya. Together. Left side blocking. Jodan! Us! Aya! Take a pace away. Right. Us! Hey, oi. Just on the point of bowing to each other. If my opponent is here, 50 centimeters away, okay. If we're facing each other straight and we both bow together, both move our right foot together, we miss each other. We miss each other, so we're actually bowing to fresh air. Does that make sense? Yes? Does that make sense? You must make sure that your distance is far enough apart between you and a partner so that you can safely bow together without crashing heads. Okay? It's really important to bow together. So make sure you're facing each other, not at an adjacent angle. I think it's the right word. Adjacent, it doesn't work. So if your opponent's there, you bow to them there, here. Not here and not here. This is really important. Us. So make sure your form, as I said, it starts with the bow. Because the bow correctly, come up. Yoi position. Both people open their legs, yoi position. Okay, step back, Girambarai, ready to attack. These are very fundamental basics, but really important. If you don't have this discipline in this part of karate, kumite in particular, then your kumite is not going to have discipline. Yeah, and you're going to have loose techniques. You're going to be known as being dangerous. You're probably not going to be able to defend yourself correctly, so therefore injuries for you or others is quite a commonplace thing. It doesn't happen in my dojos because I don't allow students to do that. I think it's really important that we work together safely. Okay, right. So now we do it the other way. Slightly less room, dog bowl and things in the way here. So I'm going to do my best. Us. Right side attacking Jodan. Jodan! Us! Aya! And right side defending oneself. Jodan! Us! Aya! Okay, so changing left side, left leg back, Girambarai. Making sure I don't hit this box again. Okay, so attacking left side, Jodan! H! Aya! Hey, yeah, mate. Left side defending, Jodan! Us! Aya! Take a pace away to break. Not enough room. Hitting both sides here almost. Nearly kick the radiator. Okay, but Almost enough room, almost enough room. Okay, so then finally, I'm going to go to this direction, okay, facing the back wall, so you can see me from behind, so you can see which leg is back, which arm is attacking, etc. For some people, this is a really good way of learning. I think we've found that with camera angles in particular, the best way to learn, if I stand here, is to have the camera 45 degrees just above the right shoulder or just above the left shoulder. If we're doing kata, you can generally see all the moves. If you're doing kumite, you can generally see all the moves. And you can actually copy because you're from behind. Trouble is with me facing you, I appreciate that you're facing me. And so therefore, you have to turn it around in your head. And I do understand where people come from. I think when we very first did this on Facebook Live, I was using a mirror in terms of a camera lens, and it was mirroring everything I did. And people said, oh, that worked brilliantly. Then other people said, well, no, it doesn't make any sense because you're saying left side and we can see it's the right side. When we switched it around using more technology, people said, oh, that's better. And then people said, oh, it's not as good as before. Yeah, and we moved from Facebook Live to YouTube, and people said, oh, that's better. And then some people said, oh, not. We all learn differently. So hence the 4 different ways of learning this evening to hopefully give everybody a chance to be able to pick Sanbon Kumite up correctly and in some way, considering we're not together. So apologies, you're going to see my bottom and back, but there you go. Right. Make sure you bow correctly to your opponent. Step back here, number 8 each. Okay, so again, remember, you can probably see from here, my hips are at hand me. Okay, hip here, hip at hand me. Jodan! Us! Aya! Defender now. Jodan! Us! Aya! Left side, so left leg step back, attacking each. Hand me again, position. Us. Jodan! Us! Aya! Left side defending. Jodan! Us! Aya! Us! Quickly get away. Us! Right, left side, moving forwards and backwards to camera, turning away from camera from the right and from the left. Hopefully that will give you an idea of the type of thing I want you to do for Sanbon Kumite. Okay, so I think we will probably not do Kaishi tonight because I think it'd be good to maybe do that on Thursday because that's a lot of fun and we can adapt that. So a couple of things I want to make sure that everybody understands before we finish this lesson, then we'll do one more go. Okay, or a couple more goes, is this relationship between the two karateka. Okay, so if I come down here and just show you, so we have two karateka. Okay, let's say Ao and Shiro. Okay, so blue and white, or Aka and Shiro. It makes a difference. Okay, so they have enough distance between them that they don't bow and bash heads. That's a bad start to any kumite. Okay, so we make sure there's basic distance here. Bow correctly to each other. Okay, take up position. This side is stepping back. Yidan barai. Us. They stay Jodan. Attack. Chudan. Maigeri. Come back together. Try to get this angle correct. Step back. No need to bow. We've already bowed. Jodan. Attack Jodan. Attack Chudan. Attack Maigeri. Us. Does that make sense? And that's really, really important, okay? That we stay together. Yame, we come back together. We come back together. Us. Okay, let's go to the exciting bit, and that is the end of Sanbon Kumite. So, we've done 3 attacks, we've done 3 defenses. What we haven't done, and what we're going to do now to make it all come together so you understand that it's Kumite, is that you defend, and you make sure that really is a strong, powerful Gyakuzuki that says, so I've survived 3 of your best techniques and I've made sure that I've done a good counter punch, okay? There's no good defending 3 really strong, powerful punches and kicks okay, and then punching rubbish. You've got to have this inner kiai, the yeah. Now, you can do what I do. I kiai an awful lot in my dojo, so I really enjoy kiaiing. And you can kiai every single technique, but you save the best for last. Okay, you have to have this mindset. Block, 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 finish. Okay, and I don't mean finish your opponent. I mean finish the technique correctly. Kime, on target, good form, good balance, good control. Okay, so have that in your head when we do the final combinations of these. Make sure that your finishing punch is really good. And wherever your opponent is in your dojo, so wherever you've blocked them, visualize them, and make sure this attack is straight and true. Here, I could put this in the same place 100 times out of 100, just by focusing, okay? Making my vision narrow, okay, to the point of impact, the kime, the end point of that technique. Really important. Kumite is nothing without kiai anyway. It's just a bunch of moves. You've got to put your heart into this, okay? But engage your head with your heart and work together. Are we ready? I believe we might be. Attackers. Tora. Ayoi. So in this case, Tora is very pertinent, okay? It is a movie, I think, from the Second World War, Tora, which means attack, attack, attack. Okay, that's what we're going to do in this occasion. So we're going to step back, get number 8. Ich, yo, yoran. Ish, ayo, ayo, ayo. Hey, yamei. And now ready to defend. Jordan. Us. Ayo. Hey, yamei. Okay, check your position. Make sure you have enough room in your dojo. I have to make sure I don't hit that unit, otherwise it's going to hurt me. Okay, are you ready? Left side, step back at number 8. Ich, here. Jordan. Us. Ich. Aya. Ready to defend left side now. Let's go. Jordan. Us. Aya. Us. Hey, noi. Relax. Okay, get your breath back for 2 seconds. Then you're going to attack me. I'm going to defend you. Counter punch. I'm going to attack you. Then you're going to change legs. You can do the left side. I'm going to defend and I'm going to come back at you. And we will finish the lesson on that wonderful crescendo. I think that's the right word. I've been reading a book, Sensei Richard Amos's book, Chasing Bushido, which is a brilliant, brilliant book. But he uses words I've never even heard of. And I'm actually now starting to find that it's really good fun to just Google the words and what they mean. Okay, I've been speaking to some of my friends who teach English at school, and some of them have even had to Google some of the words. But I think it's brilliant. It just makes you think, and it's learning. So there are words that he uses that I've never heard of, and it's great. But the book is amazing. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. He's training at the Huitsugan Dojo, which is the first JK dojo in Japan, so in Tokyo. And I've had the privilege and honor of training there with Carl. And it's a very humbling experience to be able to go to the very first dojo in Japan and just train. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. So, are you ready? You've had a breath, you had a breather, your turn to attack sensei. Okay, make me work. Okay, so Kyotsuke, heels together, so put our hands away. Let's do a formal bow to each other. Ready? Os. And then remember, yoi together. Okay, so you're taking up your position. You've checked your form and distance, okay? We're all comfortable with that. You're stepping back now, so you should have your left leg forward, right hand on your right hip, ready to punch with your right hand. You're going to say Jodan, because we've agreed we're already doing Sanbon Kumite. When I've said us, you then attack as fast as you want, and I'm going to block you as fast as I can. Us, okay? And hopefully counter punch at the end without smashing through the units behind. Are you ready? When you're ready, you say Jodan. Okay, now with me, we yame together. You step back, I step up to check our form. Now, I shouldn't need to check my form and distance because it should be correct with us already. So I'm going to step back straight away, get on right. Hey! Jodan! Us! Aya! 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 And hopefully you've counterpunched me to finish all of those. Us. Okay, are you ready for now the second attack? Your turn to attack again, so left side. Step back, get under eye. Make sure you're attacking me. Just make sure you're going for the chin, and the stomach, and to the stomach. And I hopefully will block you. Us. Okay, are you ready? You are going to say nice and loud, Jordan. Us. Aya! Very good. We stay back together. Us correctly. Step back, get right. Each. Are you ready? Final time. Jordan. Us. Aya! 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 Yummy. Remember, you step up, I step back. We take a pace away from each other. And we rate us. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Us. Thank you so much for the opportunity of being able to partner with you, train with you, for keeping me safe, for making me happy. I think it's really important to thank your partner, whether you do it in English or Japanese is immaterial, but thanking them for that opportunity to learn. That's really, really important. Us, okay? You can always tell a good kumite lesson. You should have a bit of a sweat on, your voice will be going like mine, okay? And you will be feeling really, really good about yourself. You'll be really good about yourself because you survived, okay? So that's a great thing. But you have practiced the art of kumite. And to me, it really is an art form. Okay? There is no art in punching and kicking and hurting people. There's no skill, there's no control, there's no learning, there's no understanding of each other. Real kumite is about passion, okay? It's about emptying your soul into your opponent and them doing the same. You're becoming this thing that works. It just works. It really works. Okay? And when you find that special person, that connection, you know, I said karate is all about connections, then you literally will feel like I do right now, and you feel absolutely euphoric. You feel really, really good that you've had that learning experience and you shared it with somebody who was really challenging you on it, pushing you, and helping you. You don't need a partner that says, oh, you're amazing. Wow, you're so fantastic. There's absolutely nothing you can do to improve. That doesn't help. What helps is this working together. Why did you know that you lift your shoulder before you punch? No, thank you. These little things help each other. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for joining me in my dojo this evening. I've really, really enjoyed it. In fact, I'm glad we didn't do Kaiship on Kumite because now I'm going to be super excited looking towards Thursday's live lesson at 7 p.m. again on YouTube Live. Okay, so look forward to seeing you then. We'll finish this lesson as normal with a formal bow and the Dojo-kun. Not doing kneeling bows at the moment because of, I think I'll disappear under the table if I do that, but we're just doing formal standing bows this evening. So Kyotsuke, straighten your gi and obi. Face to the front, shoes and tight. And rei os. Dojo-kun. Hitotsu, jinkan koukan sei ni soromoto koto. Hitotsu, makato no michi o momoru koto. Hitotsu, doryoku no seishin, yashinao koto. Hitotsu, reigyo o mujou o koto. Hitotsu, keki no yo imashimoru koto. Show me, rei os. Hey, sensei, rei os. Thank you so much. Please do not remember, or not forget even, please remember, do not forget, Kangeku, Saturday the 13th of February, 8 a.m. in your dojo, in my dojo. Going to have a fantastic time. There's normally over 100 of us at Hombu. We can't do that this year, so we can do it online. And I'm sure it's going to be epic and great fun. You just need to sign up to it by letting me know. I'll send you the details. We're doing it on Zoom. Okay, so that will be an interesting experience, I'm sure. Thank you so much for your comments, as always. Good night, arigato, Andy and Sharon senseis. Very much. Thank you very much, Ken. Thanks very much, Mark, the Naked Chef. That's a personal story we'll talk about another night. Good evening, Kayla. Thank you so much, and thank you very much, Kevin. Thank you, everybody, for joining me as normal. And domo arigatou gozaimasu. Oyasumi nasai. Arigatou gozaimasu. See you Thursday. Bye-bye. See you Thursday. Bye, Isaac. Us. And bye-bye, Nina and Zoe. Us.